Thanks for staying with us. So we can't end this show without discussing breastfeeding, as it serves as the best source of nourishment for infants and young children, and a proven life-saving strategy that helps protect children against many childhood illnesses. So to commemorate World Breastfeeding Week, it's important that we discuss this. We have with us the Assistant State Nutrition Officer, Lagos State Ministry of Health, Fadairo Taiwo-Adejoke. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you.
Good to have you. So because it's Breastfeeding Week, it was important for us to at least mention it today, this week. Yeah. So you have with us little Mr. John there.
Yes.
And so, I mean, we know breastfeeding is important, but
just remind us.
As technology is advancing and there are options for people, and we're saying, listen, that is old school. I mean, we have those things that we use, the cow milk that we use for the children is just as good. The formula we use is just as good. So what's all this hassle about breastfeeding?
Oh, thank you very much. There's a great clamor for breastfeeding these days because of the benefits that are very enormous. We discovered that going back to the roots is the best bet for the children to have healthy and well-developed babies. And we discovered that with that, if we can go back to the root, it will be beneficial to the child, to the mother, to our various community, and as well the society at large, depending on the various importance and benefits of breastfeeding that has been considered and looked
So the mother will tell you that, well, how can you differentiate a child who was breastfed and the one who wasn't? They're in the same class, they're doing well. Of what specific benefits will a breastfed child have over a child that
Thank you very much. A lot of people do say that, but there are a lot of differences internally. For instance, a child that is well breastfed, especially exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life, then coupled with complementary feeding after 6 months, up to 2 years or beyond, like that, you will discover that a lot of them had that IQ that is 10 times more than those that were not breastfed. Then secondly, you discover that most of these children that are well breastfed, they hardly have diarrhea. They hardly have diarrhea, they hardly have common infections, especially in the area of teething. You discover some of them, once it gets to the area of although they always have late teething, for the fact that they have stronger immunity, when the teething starts, they hardly fall sick. They hardly have these balls, skin rashes, and all that. In fact, you just discover that the baby will just start having a little temperature. You'll be wondering, what's wrong with this baby? Before you know it, when the baby just opens the mouth, you will notice that the teeth is already out, unlike those ones that are not exclusively breastfed.
Okay, so this, I feel very, very blessed. With the twins, I couldn't do exclusive breastfeeding. There was no milk for days, so there was just nothing we could do to help the situation. But I had another son, and I was able to do exclusive for almost about 5 months before we started, because he didn't seem enough anymore. He really wanted to eat, and he was holding everything. And I have a cousin right now who has a new baby, and her breast milk didn't flow 5 days, even till the naming ceremony, nothing was coming out. And it really put her under a lot of stress, because like this, we are all informed. How would a woman who genuinely wants to breastfeed, but there is just no milk coming out? What can she do? Because right now you make the person feel guilty that, I'm not breastfeeding, no, I'm not doing the right thing, and the body just wasn't corresponding.
Okay, thank you. That's a very big challenge that a lot of people do face now. And we discovered that, for instance, the theme for this year's Breastfeeding Week, Breastfeeding Week starts from 1st to 7th August yearly, although it's an all-round activity that's supposed to be. But it is usually celebrated for creation and awareness and all that between 1st to 7th of August. So, from the theme, it says protect breastfeeding, a shared responsibility. We always feel breastfeeding is just a mere putting the baby to breastfeeding it. There are a lot more to it. The woman breastfeeding needs a lot of support, right from conception. For instance, like the example she gave now, if during pregnancy, the woman goes for antenatal visit, she will be taught how to prepare the breast. there's no big deal about it, but maybe during shower, she can clean the nipples, you know, so that she can get the openings, not applying so much pressure, but at least cleaning every morning, and she listens at the antenatal clinics. She will discover that doing that alone is preparing the breast. Then secondly, the major aspect is initiating breastfeeding early enough. That is the first aspect. Like we say, breastfeeding takes into cognizance the 1,000-day window of opportunity. That 1,000-day window of opportunity starts from pregnancy. Once the woman is pregnant, what she eats, how she takes care of the nipple, how she prepares herself. Then after delivery, immediately after delivery, within 1 hour of delivery, the baby is supposed to be put skin to skin on the mother's breast. And the lips, at least, somehow, the baby will crawl and look for it's normal. You just discover the baby will crawl and look for where the nipple is. For the fact that the baby's lip touches the nipples, it will start sending some messages to the brain to produce milk. It's a natural thing. Milk will start producing. It may not be immediate, but it's preparing the brain, producing. That is early initiation. So after early initiation, then we go into exclusive breastfeeding. That's for the first 6 months. No water, no concussion, nothing. So that baby can benefit from the colostrum, antibodies, antigen, all the necessary nutrient that is embedded in it. Then after 6 months, continuation of breastfeeding with inclusion of complementary feeding, and it can go on and on for 2 years or beyond.
Me, I don't like that one.
Complementary feeding, you mean like the solids, not
Yes, homemade, not cow milk. Homemade food, like that.
Yeah,
Complement, we have the combinations, varieties.
2 years is good. I did 2 years. My daughter is 33 now, and she in turn has breastfed her children. So I want to shout out.
Wow.
Watching. Are we
Are
ready?
you for real? Why can you
2 years. That's
2 years.
good.
Rolari did
Exclusive?
I did exclusive now. I've told
And
you so
Rolari
many
did
times.
too.
And
I also
Rolari
did
too.
2 years.
Exclusive for 6 months,
Yeah.
and then you did the remaining 2 years.
Yes, with
No, I
complementary
did
feeding.
exclusive, then solids. No,
Yes.
my baby never took cow milk. Neither did Rolari's
Children.
babies take cow milk. They just
It's
exclusive.
possible.
So she used to pump her milk when she had to go to work. She'd pump her milk and then express it.
So for me, I don't like the idea of the baby is
I
already
just wanted-
walking. The baby will not come, and then he will now just, you know what they do. Children, when they are already sensible, they just come and drag your
They'll
shirt,
eat their back.
and they'll finish eating. They not just bring out the breast. I'm like,
the joy.
So how,
That is where
this
the
little baby that is
whole
here,
thing
can
is.
you help us demonstrate how to breastfeed?
nah, she
And
cannot.
why I brought this baby is like a lot do normally feel some babies do not like breastfeeding. In fact, it makes some women to stop breastfeeding within 7 months, 8 months, like that. So it's increasing the mortality rates in the country, and the malnutrition, the malnutrition rate is also increasing. So we discovered that a lot of them actually don't know proper positioning and attachment. They just feel you just have to breastfeed anyhow. At
So sure,
the
in
end
10 we
of
have
the
like 10
day,
seconds left.
the mother and the baby see breastfeeding as tug of war. So for proper positioning and attachment, the normal cradle, simple cradle method, the woman should ensure that the baby's body is straight. The palm should be supporting the buttocks. And the head, once the head is supported by the elbow, at that position, you discover that the baby is facing the mother, the tummy are touching, and it's a good the baby is straight. So the woman can then now place the forefinger underneath and goes like that. For instance, a lot of them, when they miss this, if the baby is not straight, it's only the neck that will be turned. And even we adults, let's try it. If you move this way and try to swallow something, you find it very difficult.
We have
That's
to wrap
what
up.
those women,
We have to
the
wrap up.
children.
But thank you very much. No. You see that, okay, that thing, it happens to because some of us have watermelon kind of boobs. It's difficult. Your baby will just suffocate. This one, anyway. But thank you very much.
You are done, so there's no need.
That's all we can take on the show. I hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.